Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm an alcoholic and addict in recovery. This weekend, I did something that I never would have been able to do in my active addiction. I took my son, who's 6 years old, for a night by ourselves. We went out during the day and did some fun stuff, and then we went to a hotel and played in the pool and ordered pizza and watched a movie in our room. And it just had a night where we got out of the house, spent some time just one-on-one, me and him. Also gave mom a chance to have the house to herself for a little bit, and really took some time to bond, just the two of us. And it was such a wonderful experience. I've been having some difficulties with my son recently because he's reached a point where he's starting to argue a little bit more, and he's going through some difficult behavioral transitions right now. But we were both so in the moment this entire time that it just went wonderfully. And I couldn't help but reflect as the weekend progressed, how none of that would have been possible if I were still actively using or drinking. For example, the last drug that I was using in my active addiction was pot. And while it might not cause the same level of intoxication as some of the other drugs that you might be familiar with, I would get extremely agitated when I was in situations where I could not smoke the way I wanted to. And this would have been one of those situations. Staying in a hotel room, there would have been no way for me to engage in my drug use the way that I wanted to when I'm staying in a hotel room with my son. And that would have been a real big problem for me. I would not have been able to be in the moment this weekend, genuinely enjoying time and bonding with my son, had I been in that situation. If I had still been drinking at that point, I might have even gone farther and put him in a situation where he was in danger, either by getting so intoxicated that I couldn't properly care for him, or getting so intoxicated that if something did happen, I wouldn't be able to drive us anywhere to do anything about it. And these are the kind of things that, thinking about them and saying them out loud gives me a little bit of a sense of shame, but also looking at the fact that I got sober and have stayed sober and continue to practice recovery and sobriety so that I can enjoy these kinds of situations, these kinds of moments. There is a little bit of joy there. I hesitate to call it pride, but it's certainly joy that I'm in this position where I can really experience these kinds of things. And I think it's really important for all of us, especially early recovery, to latch on to those things that happen that would never have happened had we been using, that would never have happened in our active addiction, and really give thanks for those and be full of gratitude for those things. I have said several prayers over the last 24 hours of gratitude for the fact that I'm in a position where I can do this. And I did this video because I do think that it's so important for anybody who is going through the beginning stages of recovery, and at any stage in recovery, but especially the beginning, where that pull to go back to the way you used to do things can be so strong, to really focus in on, yes, but look at what I'm able to do when I'm sober. Look at what I'm able to do when I'm not using. Look at the joy, the pure joy that I'm able to experience that no high matches, because it's there, and it took me a while to get there. Um, I was very, I like a lot of people, I experienced what a lot of people refer to as the pink cloud, being very happy at the beginning of my sobriety and recovery. But I also had a lot of struggles, dealing with regular day to day interactions with family members, with other people, and it's taken me a while to get to a point where I felt comfortable with, doing what I did this weekend, taking my son off on just a weekend, just the guys, and being solely responsible for him for that period of time. Again, makes me a little bit ashamed to say that, but on the other hand, I'm trying to work an honest program here, and part of doing that is recognizing what we couldn't once do, what we can do now, and being grateful that we can do the things we can do now. And then recognizing, do I want to be able to do those things and more in the future? Because if I do, I've got two choices. I can either keep walking the path I'm on right now and make that happen, or I can veer off the path and it won't happen. That's all. There is no in between as far as I'm concerned. And if we can just keep our minds set on, hey, the things that I'm doing that are giving me joy in recovery, in sobriety, I can have more of that. I can get more of that if I just keep walking this path. That erases from me any doubt that I'm on the right path. When I really look at, I've got one of two choices. I can either keep getting the good stuff and keep getting the rewards as long as I keep on this path, then that erases my doubt. And so that's why, to me, when I have experiences like I did this weekend, I got to sit down and really think about how grateful I am, because I know if I ever went back to using or drinking, I wouldn't be able to enjoy life this way. I've never been able to enjoy life the way I'm enjoying it now until I got rid of the alcohol and drugs and addressed the way that I thought about the world through a program of recovery. That's it for today. Hope you have a great one. I'll be back here tomorrow morning with more.